I start by establishing Wu Qi. Hello, Penny. You're still drying. Yes, you are. Okay. Uh, Feet parallel, knees slightly bent. I'm gonna push my sacrum sort of down and maybe tuck it under a little bit. Now let's just start with this, and then I'm going to sit for a bit and sort of using my feet to shake the body and let the rest of it kind of do whatever it does. This is really good to just generally loosen you up. It also stimulates the lymphatic system. So if you've been doing a lot of exercise, the way to clear out the scar tissue formed by the repairs is moving. This is a great way to do that. This is just cleaning out your systems a bit. Okay. Now back to Wuchi for a second. And we're also going to work a little on Sung. That Sung is going to be up and relaxing down. So from the feet parallel, I'm going to spread my toes, get the balls of both balls on both feet and the heel and the outside of the foot. I'm making a suction cup. And then the soft arch of the foot, the so-called bubbling well, that's where we'll bring up chi from Mother Earth. Knees bent, pushing the sacrum down and under a little bit. Now I'm going to take my fontanelle and push it up. So there's some up there, and I'm going to take my thumbs and put them on the creases of my thighs or my slacks here, pants, and roll them forward. And I'm going to attempt to relax down through the center. What are you chewing on? Oh, that's totally fine. You're good. Sorry. I'll do that again. So feet, knees, sacrum, fontanelle, rotate, relax. While we're relaxing here, I want you to work on 3 visualizations. Visualization 1, up. The source of all energy. That could be God, it could be the universe, it could be chaos. Doesn't matter. This white light above. In the center of the earth, green energy. Huge green ball in the center of the earth just below us. So just above us is white, and at the center of the earth is green. And in your solar plexus, your mid-dantian, heart chakra area, gold light, a huge ball of gold light. So reach up to the sky, and as you inhale, imagine white light coming from the sky into your solar plexus. Pause here, and as you pause here, that light starts to shine in your solar plexus. And now push that white light down through your legs into the ground and see roots forming in the ground. Reach down into Mother Earth, get into that green ball and start to pull green energy up from the earth, up through your feet, through your legs, into your mid-dantian. Hold. Exhale, push that green light out, up through your throat, through your skull, and it becomes leaves like a willow coming out of your head, spiraling down to the ground. Your hands stay up. Look up. As you inhale, bring white light down into your body. It hits the crown of your head. Inhale into the crown of your head, down your throat, into your mid-dantian. You pause here, as you pause on the inhale, it gets brighter and brighter. And as you exhale, push that white light down through your legs into the ground. The roots get deeper and deeper and stronger. Reach down into Mother Earth, grab some green energy, pull that green light up through your body, into your feet, up the bubbling well as you're gripping with your feet, up your knees, up to your waist, into your mid-dantian. As you pause for a second, allow that green light to be bright, bright, bright. And now push it up as you exhale through your chest, through your throat, chin, skull. It goes through the scalp and it continues to grow deeper and deeper green leaves. Okay, now we're going to continue that on your own. You can do that as many times as you like. There's a couple things that are going on. We're doing roughly 5 reps a minute or less. So that's called coherent breathing. That will tend to calm your parasympathetic, calm your sympathetic nervous system. If you do belly breathing, that's also going to stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system because of the vagus nerve here. We weren't doing this, but you can also vibrate your throat. You can say an om, you can chant something, or just as you exhale, ujjayi breathing, inhale and exhale, that vibration will stimulate the vagus nerve as well. All right. So I'm going to just do a little in-place Tai Chi while my dogs dry from a bath. And then I'll do stretching later tonight. Alexa, stop. That's part one of the form. A little non-traditional, but that's fine. I'll do just a little bit of stretching and then I'll call it. What I want to do, start with reverse dog. Alexa, play the album Wah Wah by James. Alexa, 3-minute timer. Oh, bit close. bit much on my right ankle. Sorry, wrist rather, not ankle. I'm down out of that. It's better. Principle 5, got to work with where you're at, not where you want to be or where you think you are. And my right wrist is flaring up just a touch, and so I'm going to respect that. This is still more than sufficient for a stretch right here. And I can just pull back a touch and intensify it just a little bit right there. That's too much right there, too much. That's perfect. Right now, I've got my mind's eye focused on that part of my body. Really trying to pay attention to see what I need to do to make sure that I'm safely stretching without doing any kind of damage. And strain, slight stress is fine. If it distresses in an area rather than a point, it's probably okay. But if it's a point, if you can point to it, if it's stabby, not so much. I haven't done this one for a while, and things are there. Things are really starting to relax. Yeah. Oh man, there we go. That's so much better. It's just a bit frozen up from lack of doing. Doesn't bother me at all. I can probably go back on my feet, but this is great. That's the thing about flexibility. My personal experience is once you've gotten it, it doesn't go away. Might be a little bit stiff, like I was there. Alexa, stop. But that's why we say 2 to 5 minutes in a pose, 3 minutes in this case. It was more like 2.5 minutes before I really got back into relaxing. Now I got to come out of this really slowly. Ooh. And I could feel when it happened. All of a sudden, just like the muscles like, oh yes, no, we can do this. And then there's like, yeah, they just relaxed. Okay. I'm not putting any pressure on my hands. That's all core that I'm doing there. Okay. I was too fast to close my hands. Ooh. If I come back slowly, I don't ever hurt myself. All right. I don't want to do bridge. I don't like doing bridge. I can do pins and needles. I feel like doing hip stuff. Let's do blaster. I do jackknife blaster. Okay. Alexa, 3 minute timer. I'm just doing a little bit of stretching here. I'm not doing too serious of stretching. That device just said something weird. We'll see what happens. How you doing, Ripley? You still wet, dog? Come here. Come here, sweetie. Yeah, no. Hello, Penny. Hi, girl. Hello, sweetie. Goofy. You're almost dry. Yes, you are. You're getting close. I didn't get the front of your legs very well, did I? We went to the dog park and it had just rained yesterday. This one was in a puddle that was about 2 feet deep, and that one about the same. We have to wait just a few moments, girls. You're so cute. Honey, I'm stretching. I can pet you. You're still wet on the neck there. You're not helping. You're not helping. If any of you go back to September when you saw her, she was 14 pounds. She's almost a year old. I'm gonna guess she's close to 70 at this point. What a great puppy you are. Both my pups are great pups. Alexa, stop. I wonder. And this be freaking. I don't want to do that right now. Nope, I'm not gonna do that now. Yeah. Alexa, 3-minute timer. Mhm. So this pose is called Jackknife Blaster, and it's a great stretch right here, right there. And typically, what happens is people who wear slightly elevated shoes and people who sit a lot, which is most people or a lot of people, your front gets shorter. This is a great way to stretch in your front. When you stretch your front. When you stretch your front, typically it's going to give you relief on your back. Lower back pain is often because of tightness in the front. So this kind of stretch right here, where you loosen your front, will help with your back in terms of pain. And I can tell you from personal experience, that is definitely the case. I used to have back pain all the time, had to use a roller, whatever, every day. And since I've been stretching, it doesn't happen. When I stopped stretching, the one time I did for a few months, came back, started stretching, it did. You know, now this side's a bit tighter. That's still pretty good. Alexa, do I have a timer? Okay, I do have a timer. I'm getting a hell of a stretch right there. Mm. Alexa, stop. Too good to roast. Okay, that's good. Mm. I'm not actually doing this post for a very good time of this second. I'll tell you in a minute. That's actually really good. If I were to do that, that would. So I am going to do that. Oh my God. Yeah. Penny, that was my thumb in your mouth. Okay. That's what I wanted to get out of that. That's pretty good. I might do that later tonight. That's really good. This other side, however, is the renegade side. There's a good chance I'm going to regret doing this here, but it's kind of cute, so it's worth the risk. Oh yes, let's see. I'm going to do this down here. There we go. Just hold that for a bit. That feels good, but just a little bit more. What I'm doing here is I'm actually finding that this is going to help with my front splits in a certain way because on the front splits, my back leg needs to be flat like this. And so it'll help with that, I believe. And if it never doesn't, it's still going to help. Right there's a pretty good stretch. And I'm trying to relax so I can balance into it and let gravity do most of the work. So I just did a lateral rotation in my elbow and that pushed my weight a little bit, so I'm balancing a little bit differently. Right now, my mind's eye is focused right back here, left hip, and also a little bit on the inside of my left knee because I'm making sure I'm not doing anything weird out there. And now the arch of my right foot's starting to cramp as it often does. So yeah, right behind the ball of the big foot, ball of the big toe. Nothing. But okay, I think that's enough. And I mean both specifically and generally. Are you girls ready to get out of here? You look pretty dry now.